Today's fairy tale is a gory, horrifying tale from India with evil women and women who totally save the day. But it's really horrifying and gory, just warning you. There's a king who has 7 wives, but no children. But then a holy man or a fakir tells him each of your 7 wives is gonna bear you a son. The king's overjoyed, it comes true, all 7 of the wives get pregnant. Well, one day the king says, I'm gonna go hunting, and all 7 of the wives have dreams that tell them this is a bad idea. They go to him and they're like, we do not think you should go hunting today, evil will befall you. And he's like, ha. No, it won't, I'll be fine. While he's hunting, he sees this white deer that's got silver hooves and golden antlers, and he becomes obsessed with catching it, follows it all over the forest. He finally loses it, but comes to this gross, nasty hut and goes inside to where there's this old crone spinning at a spinning wheel. He asks her for water, and she calls to her daughter to bring it out. And when the daughter comes out, she is gorgeous. So white-skinned and so golden-haired, he is transfixed at seeing her in the gross hovel, and when she comes up to him and puts the drink to his lips, he knows she was the deer. She was the deer. Her beauty has bewitched him so completely, he falls to his knees, he begs her to come back and be his wife. And she's like, you've already got 7 wives. Why do you need me? And he's like, I'll do anything, I'll do anything. She says, okay. Give me the eyeballs of your 7 wives, and then maybe I'll believe you love me. So he immediately goes home, has the eyeballs of all of his wives gouged out, and then throws them in a dungeon. He rides back to the hut with the 14 eyes, which the story calls his loathsome offering. When the white hind woman sees it, she laughs cruelly, sews a thread through all of them, and then makes them into an eyeball necklace and puts the necklace around her mother. She's like, here's a keepsake for you, Mom. I'm going to the king's palace. They get married, but meanwhile, the 7 wives in their dungeon, the first one gives birth to her son. The 7 wives were so desperately hungry, they killed the child at once and divided it into 7 portions and ate it. All except the 7th and youngest queen, who saves her portion and does not eat it. This follows with every queen after that. Once they give birth to their son, they all divide it up evenly and they eat it. Finally, the 7th wife has the 7th son, and they're all like, all right, time to kill him and divide him up. And she's like, no, I want this one to live. You're not killing my son. They say, well, that's not fair because you ate all our sons. And she says, no, I didn't, and shows them that she's been saving it the whole time and she never ate any of their children, so they don't have the right to eat hers. And they're like, oh, you're right, we can't argue with that. Eventually, they all come to love him. They all look upon him as their son and raise him in the dungeon. Eventually, the son gets old enough to dig a little hole that he, as like a toddler, can get through. He's able to sneak out and bring food back to his mothers, who everyone else has forgotten about and just assumes they're rotting corpses in the dungeon. He grows into a young man that way, sneaking out, bringing food to his mothers. One day, the White Queen sees him and knows by witchcraft he's the son of one of those mothers. She sees him kill a pigeon and she's like, hey, I want that pigeon. And he's like, no, sorry, it's for my 7 blind mothers who live in a dungeon and will die if I don't feed them. And she's like, oh, that sounds sad. Wouldn't you like to be able to give them their eyes back? And he's like, oh, I'd love that. And she's like, well, I'll tell you how. Go to my mother who lives in the woods. I'm gonna write you a note that tells her to give you the eyeballs. Give her the note. She'll give them to you. You can come home. But our dude does not know how to read, and she knows that. And so the note really says, hey, kill this guy. So our dude goes traveling, but on his way to the hut in the forest, he comes across this whole other kingdom where there is this princess who won't get married because she said that she is meant to only marry the son of 7 mothers. Everyone thinks she's crazy, but then our dude comes through her village and she's like, he's the one I'm supposed to marry. And everyone's like, great. He's happy and super wants to marry her, but he tells her, I can't marry you until I go get these eyeballs from my mothers. He shows her the note that he's been given, and she can read. And when she sees what it says, she changes it to say, give this lad everything he wants. So he goes to the witch in the woods, gives her the note, and she's like, all right, I'll give you the eyes, but she only has 13 because she ate one of them. So he takes the garland of eyes back to his mother's and gives all of them their eyes except his mom. He's only able to give her one, but he says, I will be your 2nd eye always, mother. So the witch sees again that he's alive, so she's gonna try again to kill him and sends him to her mother for how to get this amazing cow that gives as much milk as a lake. Again, she sends a note saying, kill him. He stops by his fiance's house on the way. She changes it to give him whatever he wants, and he goes to the witch and she helps him get the cow. He has to pass through 18,000 demons to get to it, but the witch has told him how to do it. He has to look forward and not look at them. He brings this amazing cow to his mom's, and they not only have plenty of milk, but they start making the milk into cheese that they sell every day, and they start to get rich. So again, the queen sends him to her mother a 3rd time. Again, his princess fiance changes the note. This time it's for the 1,000,000-fold rice that ripens all in one night. The witch tells him what to do, and he has to walk through, this time, 18 millions of of demons, but only look forward. Then he has to pick the tallest ear of rice right in the center and leave without looking back. He picks it and he's leaving, but then he hears a voice say, pluck me too, pluck me too. And he looks back and turns into a pile of ash. The whole Lot's wife turning to salt looking back thing, that's found all over folklore, even older stories. The witch gets uneasy that he hasn't come back, so she goes to find him and sees the pile of ash and knows what happened, and she uses her magic arts to bring him back to life. Specifically, she took water, kneaded the ashes into a paste, formed the likeness of a man, put a drop of her own blood into its mouth, blew on it, and then he was back to normal. He takes the millionfold rice to his moms, and they become the richest people in the whole kingdom. He gets them out of the dungeon, takes them with him to his new wife, marries her, everything seems right, but the new wife is like, your dad needs to know he's married to this horrible woman. She has him build a palace identical to the king's to invite him there, and he comes in and he's like, what's going on? And he sees his son, the 7 wives, then the princess throws herself at his feet and tells him the whole story. This breaks the spell of his enchantment. He has the wicked evil wife put to death and her grave plowed over. The 7 queens go home to their own palace and everyone lives happily ever after. Now, there's a Bengali version of this story called The Boy Whom 7 Mothers Suckled. The same thing goes down, except after the king blinds the wives, he says to kill them, but the minister who's supposed to kill them hides them in a cave uphill. The same thing goes down with them eating their kids, except the 7th wife, and they all specifically suckle that child and raise him. But in this one, the evil queen in the meantime is eating the entire royal family, and finally she eats the cook and there's no one to cook food for them. The boy gets a job as the cook and then she sends him on those missions to kill him similarly. There's no princess who saves him in that one. He just realizes it's a trap and he ends up getting her soul in a bird cage from her mother. He comes back and in front of the dad strangles the bird, the evil wife falls down dead, and then the spell is broken and the 7 queens come home. As always, check out my reimagining of a fairy tale, The 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast. All the links are in the bio.